Hold on, yes, man. Wayne Lonesome. Yeah, I am up, right? And I'm speaking to two very important persons right now. Very.
Curtis and FBI, retired FBI supervisor special agent Wilfred Rattigan.
Yeah. Who online? Repeat again, Rattigan.
Ambassador Curtis Ward, former Jamaican ambassador to the United Nations, and Wilfred Rattigan, retired FBI supervisor special agent.
Okay, good. All right. Give me a rundown now about this thing with Johnson Smith and the money with them spend for that bid and the government and the cover up.
Well, go ahead. Curtis, you can talk about the filings, because that is where the problem, that is where the issue come up.
The government put out a statement that the money paid to Fin Partners, a public relations firm in New York, which over the years has done work for the Jamaica Tourist Board, was paid by corporate Jamaica.
Mm-hmm.
Now, they haven't defined who corporate Jamaica is. As a matter of fact, the Minister of Information was on radio a couple of days ago saying it would be inappropriate for him, as representing the government, to disclose who they meant by corporate America in their statement. But their statement was very explicit that the contract with Fin Partners had nothing to do with the government, that the government knew nothing about it, and that it was a contract between corporate Jamaica and Fin Partners. So when we examine the Foreign Agents Registration Act filing, which is required by any American citizen or entity doing business with a foreign client, especially a political party or a government, to file the information with the Justice Department under what we call the FARA, F-A-R-A,
yes,
which stands for Foreign Agents Registration Act. And in that filing, Fin Partners identified Kamina Johnson Smith as the individual with whom the contract is, and gave as her address the same address as the Ministry of Foreign Affairs.
Whoa.
So that's how the word principal comes in. She is the principal beneficiary of the contract.
Oh, okay. The beneficiary of the contract. She's the principal benefit. That means it's coming from the government to this company overseas, right?
Well, it doesn't actually say that, because they identify her as the contracted partner, the contracting individual. But they also identify her as Minister of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade in another part of the registration, and gave the address as the ministry's address. What is it? 2 Port Royal Street.
Oh.
Right. So that corporate Jamaica that they talked about, that corporate Jamaica entity is not reflected in the FARA registration with the Department of Justice. So the American government doesn't know anything about a corporate Jamaica. All they know is that Kamina Johnson, there's a contract between Kamina Johnson and Fin Partners, and that she's the principal beneficiary of it, and that her address is at 2 Port Royal Street, which is the address of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs.
Oh. So it corrected. It's not. We just want to correct that. What we saw in the paper today is that she's not the principal of the company overseas. She's the principal person who deal with the contract, like a client. Like
right.
she from benefit from the okay. And then why the government deny say them don't know of this and corporate Jamaica? Anybody in a corporate Jamaica take up this? Why you take up this by your head? And then whether if it's a Grace, whether it's a Lasco, whether nobody will afraid to call them name. So what the government say would make no sense.
The president of the Jamaica Manufacturers and Exporters Association raised an issue with that because they are against any such company in Jamaica putting money forward for something of that nature. And they are asking the government also for clarity on this claim about corporate Jamaica. Nobody believes them because it's not true. But my article in the Ward Post last night exposed the fact of the FARA registration. And the thing is, Fin partners cannot lie on that registration because it's perjury under U.S. law, and the punishment can be severe.
I know that. Yes. So them lie. Somebody just write the same thing with Bruce, with Manat, Felt and Philip. Or him say him sanction something, but him never do it before, him never know about it. Then him come and say, yes, it's me do it. But me do it as a leader. Why them doing these things? Why them take Jamaican for idiot country, idiot people, idiot society, that them can just come and tell you lying to your face like this. And what it would benefit Jamaica for?
Because they get away with it all the
time. Them get away with it all the time. So what?
Here's something that you should also focus on. The question was asked of the Minister of Information. How did her campaign? How did Minister Johnson Smith's campaign benefit Jamaica?
That's the question. Yes.
And he said, well, diplomacy is not an event; it's a continuum. And he went on to give an explanation, saying that the minister had been to Morocco several times, and as a result, she was able to get fertilizer from Morocco to help the farmers in Jamaica. Now, here is where the problem is. Morocco, the same minister, Johnson Smith, she made an announcement in March, I think it was March 25th, that Morocco had given Jamaica 120 tons of fertilizer. The question, and it's free. And the question that came about was, where is this fertilizer? How was it distributed? Was it sold? Who received it? And so far, we have no answers about that 120 tons of fertilizer.
Oh.
And if that is true, there's a quid pro quo for that fertilizer. And it would have been a reward for Jamaica taking sides with Morocco over the people of Western Sahara.
So it would be a bribe.
Yeah.
Call it what it is.
Yeah, it would translate to like basically buying a vote. That's what it would translate to.
It would be a bribe. Yeah, buying a vote, right? That'd be a bribe.
Since the mid-1970s, Jamaica has defended the principle of self-determination for the people of Western Sahara. The Western Sahara are washed in oil, and Morocco has been trying for decades to get their hands on Western Sahara. The chief legal officer of the United Nations in 2001 issued an opinion to the effect that Western Sahara does not have administrative authority. Morocco does not have administrative authority over Western Sahara. And that opinion was elicited by the Jamaican government when we were on the UN Security Council. And ever since I have known the issue on Western Sahara. Jamaica has sided with the people of Western Sahara, the indigenous people. Until last year, Jamaica took a vote siding with Morocco. And so when the Foreign Minister speaks of receiving free fertilizer from Morocco, if that is so, the two issues, I am convinced, are interrelated.
The next thing though,
So,
what fear this election and this bag of spending, because the government are giving some wrong figures, because I see something in the paper yesterday, I think, said the Prime Minister, Office of the Prime Minister spent 12 million. When the Prime Minister himself now spent 12 million in our constituency. Where that spend that money, then our next office and the foreign ministry itself spend some money too. 3 different ministry make up some money. Then put it at 20-something million. But some people said more than that. So them not telling us the truth.
The total amount is something like 40-something million.
So them put it out in the paper, I think today again say, taxpayers pay like this amount of money, and we don't even understand this. Why taxpayers are gonna pay something for your own benefit? Because I don't know why she want to go there so far. I don't know what the benefit, what that would benefit Jamaica. What kind of benefit would I get from that for the 2 years?
Here's another question. Here's a question they need for us, Lonesome.
Yes.
In March of this year, the Prime Minister made it clear to Prince William and the world that Jamaica was moving on from being being a Commonwealth country. They were going to move to being a republic, right?
Yes.
It was going to have Westminster type style government. It was going to have a republic.
Yes.
No. Ask yourself the question: if you're moving away from it, right? Why would you even want to? I mean, you're still gonna be a member. You can be a member of it, but you're a republic. Why would you even spend that kind of money trying to get the leadership of that organization? Wouldn't it be better? Wouldn't the money be better spent trying to get yourself become a republic?
Of course, because I think I see the Prime Minister they passed before him resign from Britain. Him say good try. It's like them a please somebody from there, from in a Britain or some other place, for oppose the sitting secretary that was there or that's still there. Because that was like all them a do. And then waste with taxpayers' money doing this.
But here's another thing. Yes. It shows you how inept, and it shows you how inexperienced they are as politicians on the world stage, right? When you can claim that you have the votes locked up in your pocket, you should have the votes locked up, right? They were going to Kigali, Rwanda, to have a celebration. They were going there because they thought that all the countries who told them that they were going to vote for her would have voted for her, but they got tricked. Because it was supposed to be a done deal. It was supposed to be just show up because the votes are in, she's going to get it. Then they showed up for this party and then they realized that they got tricked. They voted against her. So all that money was just wasted. All that money that they tried to woo people, tried to convince people, tried to do this, tried to do that. And like you said, I think it's more than 40-something million. They've given 40-something million, but somebody should ask for an itemized expense of what it is so that we can do a forensic accounting of it. Because there are some expenses, I don't believe that what they've given to the public, I don't believe that's the complete the expenditures. But be that as it may, how can you start politicking for your person, right? And claim that you have the votes and go halfway around the world only to lose.
But even if she did win, what the benefit for Jamaica? What would be the benefit?
That's another point. The point I'm trying to prove is that they're politically inexperienced, because when you say you have the votes locked up, you're supposed to have the votes locked up.
I know that. Yes, we know that point. Yes.
But even if she had won, like you said, what benefit would inure to Jamaica? And so far, they haven't been able to explain it. You know what they said? They give the fertilizer one, but the fertilizer happened before They named her as a candidate. The fertilizer arrived in Jamaica in March. Her candidacy was announced in April. Then the second thing they talk about is Ed Bartlett. That Ed Bartlett, oh, he was doing this and was doing that. Ed Bartlett doesn't need that summit to do what he's doing. Ed Bartlett has been doing what he's been doing successfully for the time that he stepped into the office. Plus, if Ed Bartlett, at that function, they said he had access to 18 African leaders, right? If Ed Bartlett wanted to reach out to African leaders, all Ed Bartlett had to do, and Ed Bartlett knows this, was to go to the African Union in Ethiopia. There, he would have access to 55 African countries. So you see the difference, 18 versus 55. And Jamaica has a representative to the African Union. Jamaica is an observer at the African Union. So that meeting could have easily been arranged. So it's nonsense. It's nonsense. There's no benefit to Jamaica.
No benefit at all. Becoming a benefit. Even if it get the secretary job, what would be the benefit for Jamaica?
One quick second. They claim today that they signed 18 bilateral agreements, right? What the Jamaican public should say is, show us the 18 bilateral agreements. Tell us what those agreements are. Because what you're going to find out is that they have no agreement, or if it's agreement, it's just agreements on paper. Because that they could have done this. In fact, you know what? The bilateral agreements they're talking about, the high commissioners and the ambassadors that they have overseas could have reached those, could have signed those agreements.
That's why we have them there. Yes.
Exactly.
Yes. That's why we have them there.
All of those are a memorandum that could be signed by the ambassadors in New York at the UN. Yeah, that's what normally done.
So this was a bit for what? For just help the next country to boot out someone who them don't want there. Because that guy in Europe, in UK never want that lady there. So I'm rather come and say yes, try come in here, and them just want to do this. Them just want to do it to please somebody, because them just a kiss. You understand what I'm saying? Bowing down to some people.
Let me make another point. Let me make another point about that. In March of this year, right, there was what they call a CARICOM consensus. The nations in CARICOM, they decided that they were going to support the Baroness, the lady from Dominica, right?
Yes.
And that's in March. Then Prince William came and the Prime Minister said we're moving on. And then in April, they went and Jamaica announced the candidacy. Now, the president of Antigua, he made a statement saying that it's unfortunate that this would happen and it's going to divide the Caribbean, because there was a consensus among the countries, not all of them, but among the countries, that we're going to support this lady. And now Jamaica show up and said, no, we want to challenge her. Then what they did, they said, okay, what we'll do is, to appease everyone, we will interview both candidates and then select who we want. And I don't know if they did it, but what happened is that we ended up with two candidates when we should have had only one person. Because generally speaking, the Secretary General of the Commonwealth, once that person is in office, they're allowed to run for a second 4-year term. You can only run twice, right?
Okay.
And if you decide you're going to run for the second term, generally speaking, there's no opposition. People just say, fine, you want to stay for another 4 years? They let you stay for another 4 years. The only exception was in 2003 when Zimbabwe put up a Sri Lankan person against the incumbent, and the Sri Lankan person lost.
Oh.
But other than that, generally speaking, they just said if somebody wins the first term and they want to stay a second term, they said fine, let them have the second term for 4 years. So you spend a total of 8 years.
So tell me something. Our next question I want to ask. So if she, the Attorney General Secretary, who would pay she? The Jamaican public?
No. It's worked out among
the states?
The nations. Yeah, all the states. It's worked out amongst them. But it's a nice package, because she get 100 and I think it's 128, 100 and something like that, £1,000, which is what, 100 and I don't know, $50,000, $60,000. I don't know what it is, but it's much more than she's making right now. And she gets a mansion in the middle of London, and she gets a staff, and she gets the expense account, and she gets to travel the entire world. So it's a nice package.
Oh, so that was the package she looking. So Jamaica no, but Jamaica still have to pay them part, so we still have to pay her too. Because of the country have to pay.
I think all of the member states, I think they make a contribution to the salary for the secretariat.
So that means we'd have to pay money same way to her. Yeah, if it go and live nice half a week. And what's the difference that she'd make to Jamaica?
Well, that you mean different in terms of how beneficial it would be for Jamaica?
Benefit for herself, not for Jamaica. Right,
because the Secretariat General they don't do that organization doesn't do a whole lot for the Commonwealth. They don't do a whole lot. You know, it's mostly like they do some stuff like with disaster management and things of that nature, but by and large, it's a ceremonial position. She's there and she has the big title and all of that stuff.
And make some big speech.
And make big speech, live big life.
Yeah, that is it.
But listen, she cannot even control her own. She's a terrible minister. And then she want. Oh, by the way, think about this. She has never run in representational politics before, Remember, she was appointed to the Senate, and then she was appointed to the ministerial position. The first time this woman ran for a political position, first time she lost.
I know. So them just give her minister position, appoint her to the Senate, and turn her a minister. Yeah, a minister like foreign affairs too, where she don't have no skill there. Because our people, them, all right, when the pandemic, them lock out the people, them, and ship with us the right near watchy. No, which country, every country send for them people. That are your right. Our lady lose her baby because of them, because of the government, brother. Them end up in a Europe, pan ship.
Listen, Lonesome, this man who's on the phone talking to you right now with me, right, Ambassador Ward. This man is the dean of international affairs. Right, and diplomacy for Jamaica. This is the man that they should have gone to and said, listen, we want to pick your brains as to how we should go about this, who would be a good candidate for this position, and so on and so forth. This man has a ton of experience.
Yes. And instead, them try to go around him. Them pick
she and look what she turned out to be right now.
And then tell me something now. Yeah, tell me, say now, them are going to tell we, say, corporate Jamaica jump on this bandwagon too. Corporate Jamaica, the money we want to make and the profit we want to make, it could have turned back in the ghetto and help lift some people out, help some poor people. Because we have people in poverty, straight poverty, no joke about it. We can't even find meal. Can't even find a breakfast, much as lunch and dinner. But you know rather waste the money like this.
That came out that said 2/3 of Jamaica cannot afford.
I saw it. I do something on it. Yes, man.
Right. And yet still, the Jamaican government side fit to have a person from Europe fly to West Africa for one purpose and one purpose only: to take photographs of the minister. And I was told by my sources in West Africa, in Nigeria, that the reason why they wanted this person to take pictures is, according to the minister, I'm paraphrasing now, is that she said, him take picture good, him take good picture. Me look good in that picture them him take. No.
That makes any sense.
The Jamaican taxpayer paid for this person to fly from there, pay for the flight, the hotel, the food, the per diem, the whole thing. To take pictures. Now ask yourself the question, how many of those pictures have you seen anywhere in Jamaica?
None.
Okay.
And then they were asked them, I said, why them spend this money now? Because them put in the paper. So it will cover the food and the refreshment, and then them come to liquor and fly. The money will cover that. 2 little trips. Remember, you have artists who move with banner, move with a more bigger delegation than them. And it no cost nothing like this. People are sent for you to do your show, and you go with a whole complete, the band and everything, and them not spend nothing like this. People are tour and work, and they are about, and them not spend, and the artists not get the money not spend.
Listen, between her trips, right, starting in April Remember now, the election was in June 20th to 20 to 25th. I think the summit was held in Kigali, right? So she's been traveling from April. She traveled from April. She went to a few countries and so on and so forth. And then the Prime Minister and his delegation went for that 1 week. Together, based on what they're telling us, it's approximately $300,000 they paid for that.
Stupidness and talking crap. 300 US because of that, based on what them saying around that, like $40 billion. You understand? And this it don't make no sense. The other day, give a better joke. Just the other day, them did say they want to give, through the health risk and the thing what going around, right? That the COVID. They want to give each constituency $2 million to look about the constituents. Remember, each constituency have like 60 or 80,000 people, You understand? Or you divide $2 million to help them, the poor people, them and them thing. Or you divide $2 million against so much thousand people. Some people I get a couple cents. Jamaican cents. It don't make no sense. It don't make no sense at all. But yet still you can't spend how much million. Dash away so much million to do what? And then, and by the way, you just tell me something, I listen good, right? You say, them say it benefit because them get bilateral deal or something that you just said before, right? 15, something like that, 15 bilateral deal or something, some deal. Right again.
Which one?
No, you said by them visiting, right? Them get some agreement or some deal or something.
Oh, bilateral. Them sign must about 18 bilateral agreements.
18. All right, so let me ask you something. So if them did sign something from June, don't them that come and say, well, she lost, but we signed some bilateral. Don't them that tell at the same time in the whole press briefing? Yeah. You wanna feel so?
Right.
Them talk of idiot, Yeah. Them people are sick.
You're right. How come it's only now when the pressure applies?
That me want come me ask question like this. So why? Because if me go and me say, okay, me feel yes, but me win over yes. Me that explain that to even explain out myself. From the same time when we are explain why me lose, but me win yes. Me no wait till when the pressure come down, then we say we get this. But you never say it on GIS or nothing at all. Free for your radio.
No.
You never explain that to nobody. No, you come up with a lie. This Prime Minister are one of the liarest man ever buck up on, brother.
You just signed these memorandum of agreement with different countries. It's really not worth the paper it's written on. Because usually they talk about sports exchanges and tourism information exchange, and those are the kinds of nothing really tangible. And nothing ever comes of most of those.
That's true. And next thing again, though.
Because look,
next thing,
it's so difficult to travel. Travel between Jamaica and most of Africa is so difficult.
I know.
Nothing's going to happen.
I know, because we have to work out that for iron it out, because if you travel go to South America, travel go to Europe, for going in Africa, are the hardest thing right now, So, for work out something like that, that's one thing. And we can't tell them say that hard, You understand? So them deal with them I talk about, me never understand these kind of deal. And by the way, one more want to ask you again, very important. So you go about the delegation, them go about this election and get a vote. When them get the time to talk about bilateral deal, that means you don't skip your one vote. Because them that dig them heel down for win. So you couldn't tell me, say you go and get bilateral deal and loan some this time I talk to, Because when you go down there, you da dig down there, forget the last stop, forget the vote to win.
Pure campaigning.
You see, when me talk, you see them can't bring foolishness to me, because me put them in a spot. Because I'm going to say, me and you already gone. And we learned brethren here. I will go down ambassador. I will go down in Africa because we are look some vote for you. So we come a campaign for you. When we have time, if we the real your vote, the voting where we look for you and go look bilateral deal. You know, that mean we go down the pan something different. That mean we not notice what you do. We are just the real, the world, everything. So when them say no make no sense, then it don't make no sense, brother.
No sense at all.
Can me like ask question, you know, when them tell me these things, these are the questions when me like ask and them can't answer me. So I'm saying right again.
Yes, they might have some problems right now, because the ambassador light a fire. I'm raise the thing with the Finn partners thing there, and it take off now, don't they? Because people are ask questions now, and I say, wait a minute, how come them say them don't know nothing about this thing here? And it is between private corporations and corporate Jamaica and blah blah blah.
So hold on, let me ask you something again. So Johnson Smith, she's a private corporation by herself. Using the ministry. Come like ask question, you know. So I share the private corporation. You never know share corporation. What am I talking foolishness because you push a candidate. That means you want everything for your candidate. You know what going, your prime minister, you stop tell lie. I want them to know. It don't make no sense. When them, every time them open their mouth, them coming like a fish, them get catch. You know, you fling out a line with a bait with worm on it. And then just a swallow, they're going to get catch. You know, see, it don't make no sense.
They better have remained quiet, man.
Right.
But the demand now, the demand for clarity and explanation has been significant. But you know, this is a government which has in the past faced crises of corruptions. And they ignore the public until it dies down because the public allows it to die down.
9 years. Mm-hmm.
You know, so you're lucky if it lasts that long. 24-hour wonder.
24 hours, yes. Yes.
But you know, the people of Jamaica must rise up and demand answers.
Mm-hmm.
Look, there was a poll issued this week, a Dan Anderson poll, which showed that 11% of Jamaicans believe the money was well spent. 11%.
That means nobody not believe it. You know who believe it? Him and them family, the government and them family. And friends, close friends. 11%.
So 9 out of 10 people, approximately 9 out of 10 people feel that the money was misspent.
Of course.
42% say it was wasted money. Another 47% say them no know. They're not sure. Right?
You see, them one that hungry to and want something for it and know it's a foolishness.
No, but if you break down, if you break down the 47% in the same proportions as the 42 to 11 and break down the 47 same way, you're talking about over nearly 70% of the people say it's a waste of money.
Of course. Of course.
And they come out and issue statement. And this poll was taken before the statement. And now the statement has been shown to contain nothing but lies. So I think that they must be wondering about that. They must be wondering what next. But if I know how Jamaica has been operating in the past, and I hope this doesn't happen.
Yes.
I hope they can keep it in the news for a while. Because if it's not, the honest government will get away one more time with obfuscation and lies and corruption.
Him not get to this time, you know, because we hold him foot to the fire, you know. Remember, Ratigan, you know, so we keep them real and honest, you know. And tell me what, we remind them of all these things. So we don't let them go. We're not going to let it go. We don't do that. We don't do mouthpiece thing. Because you have some radio station in Jamaica, they're all mouthpieces. So them talk for the government because them get paid to do these things. But them cannot buy us out. So we are talking for the population of Jamaica. If we not stand up for this country, it end up like Sri Lanka. It end up same way like Sri Lanka. No joke about it. No two way about it. You know what is we can't find medication right now. You could have spent it at the hospital. Right now, everything in the hospital break down. The biggest hospital in Jamaica, we don't even have X-ray machine at work. We don't have a good bed. We have some bed from back in the 1920s, same old thing them. With and me don't know whether this a joke. You understand? Cockroach infested hospital, and this is what they do with the money. Eh?
Let me ask you something.
Yes.
Who's in charge of the Ministry of Health?
When doctor, when name this man will give market me the money. Ministry of Health. Tough time.
Tough time.
Okay. Now let me ask you something. Is he a doctor?
No.
No.
The
Okay.
PhD.
Most people at Jamaica don't even know this. They assume him is a doctor because I'm referring to him as
nothing,
doctor.
man.
Yeah. He's a marketing guy. Now here just to do a quick piece on him. Look at him though. Him don't pay the nurses them work under terrible conditions.
Yes.
So what them do, the nurses them start to flee Jamaica and come America, right?
Yes.
Now look, he's a marketing guy. So look at where his skills came in. Look at what him do. You know, not about health or nothing like that. Him come Florida and Georgia, I believe. To do what? To recruit Jamaican nurses working here to come back to Jamaica to work for 6 months at a time.
No, that could have make any sense. You don't pay them. They might get paid in the US now. Yeah? And then you are gonna come and you recruit them from in the state to come back in a Jamaica, come work in a garbage heap. And not even a car park. And you have to tell them the truth. This is how the man go with people. You understand?
Him go with a delegation, you know. Him go with a delegation.
Waste some money again.
Money again. For go do that.
Rattigan, you about the next waste money. Set of waste money. The man take 85 million and give them people about them they market me for healthy eating. You read it. With the international body have 2/3 of Jamaica hungry, don't have no breakfast, can't find breakfast, lunch and dinner. Oh, you gonna give this woman 85 million for market healthy eating, but you don't have nothing to eat otherwise in the first place. Nothing to eat unless you eat dirt or you dig it up and eat worm. But you never have nothing to eat. So where you market? You them just take money and get sweetheart and lovers.
Market hunger belly.
Them take a feed that man. You see me I say it's wrong. And them for all accountable for these things, you know. Them things have to break now, for all them accountable. Jamaica, no, we can't. Remember, you know, you have enough people in the diaspora who know better than this, you know. So you see, when them do wrong, I could have your brother, you know, or your twin. If him do wrong, make him know him do wrong. Remember, you know, the man come with the first 100 days, you know, what way am I do, you know. What way am I change up and what way am I do, you know. And I know him not do nothing like that, you know. You understand? Because
how about the promise that you'll be able to sleep with your doors and windows open?
The promise there? The promise there gone, you know. Me never know what the promise today, you know.
So what about the 5 and 4 or the 4 and 5?
I'm going to show that one of these days. I should have showed it from the other day. I should show that from the other day. Because that is the next joke. Right again? Right again?
Yeah, mommy, I hear you.
Yes, that's the next joke. That because them take Lee, what name? From NCB, and them they talk this big talk. But I'm going to show them back themselves. Because that's what we do now, hold them accountable by them words. The man said first 100 days, he might make sure put in a legislation that term limits for Prime Minister. He might straighten it that he might give all the minister them letter and after 26, 2 years and 6 months. And if you not perform and make one big bag of promise and he might hold them accountable, nothing like that. Them have the most chuck on the road. Them arrogant, them everything to mash up the country. You have some people say, yes, 1 and 2 of them who self-centered. I make the man run down the country like him think at Sri Lanka. It's not gonna work.
What about the fixed dates for elections?
Even nothing at all. The man does talk. You have to with the window open. One good thing, all right. You see back in the 70s, right again, you know this, right? Manley, as a prime minister, when him come in and him promise a thing, him come and make enough reforms. You understand? Him just come and change up something Free education go straight up there, so the health system have to up. Jamal, him have to come with the Boston and Servant Act. Him come with so much things. You could go to school and say you not go to school because you're hungry, because meal are there. NIS, the housing trust. Look what them do. Take the housing trust and big white elephant. And I get 2-3 people key. When you look on them people, let me tell you this. If you have 40 million, you have more than 40, because you have 40 million and buy that. So you have some money. Them you don't go sit and buy that. Them that buy even a year and build a nice house. Instead of you living up on a them then a build good. 2 bedroom, have 2 bathroom in it with ceiling fan. What favor the World War II playing them popular. That no make no sense. So if you have a friend them come over, if a friend them come over now and your wife in your bedroom and then your daughter in a FARA room, and them want them belly cut them, and them want use a bathroom, where you do send them to your room, you can't do it. You have to tell them, man, you have to try reach home, you know. Not even for pay or food, nothing. The man them come with needs. And when they talk about needs, here some people, them not wanting me. I say, hey, this is a foolishness. You have the TRN already, and this and them want to lock up people with it to on top of it. Him borrow money for the needs. You know what them do? Them come back and come to everything what me I say. Them I use the same TRN, because remember, you know, when you have the TRN there, if you buy a car, a bike, your house, everything, you use it to collect money and everything. No, them I use the TRN number. It makes sense when you talk about needs. You come tell the people them false up and false talking about this are identify you. At the same TRN, them I use an other pan. So it never makes no sense to spend a bag of money then. The needs never make no sense. You understand me I say? It no make no sense. Right. But this is what him do. Sit down. Me think the man say I'm a ghetto man and he come from weed ghetto and think the man sit down and mash up the place with private sector. Yeah. And we speak truth to power because of them alone get waivers and get a lot of things. And a joke me I make. And then him charge you, the liquor man, when you send a barrel for one of your people them. You have to pay double Luna giant for clear the barrel. You understand? But the big man, them I pay money laundering them doing now with building and all kind of things in Jamaica, you know. Where they got a part of the federal for more than 30 years. When I forget, well, when I get there, Jamaica for clean up. That's why them reject you from turning a commissioner. That's why, you know. Because them know what you know, and you know, so enough for them that are going to prison by this. You understand? So them know why you 3 times you fail now, right? Them ask you for join, but 3 times, them turn you down. Why? Yeah. Because them don't want you with them, because them know, so them can't just ramp and do one, them know, so okay. But him have the whole fetch, him do so much years and think that mean him can go snap him finger. When we go up there, go do money laundering, and go this, him know these kind of work, you know, so you know, so we go to prison door. Keep him out of the system. That's why them fight you.
You know what? Them right, you know. Them right. Because if they get that job, no family would have gone to prison. No family would have gone to prison in Jamaica, and no family would have gone to prison in America. Them right, man. Them right. Them know man.
But me, why you get the job? Because we want to send enough of them to prison. So yeah, but them not go on. Them are fight you and continue fight you from the job.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, man. No, them are not idiot. Them are not idiot. Trust me, them are not idiot.
Yeah, you see me. I said, I just that. Then sit down and them you know, them sit down and say, no, you don't make the man put him football no commissioner, you know. Because remember him know him work, you know, 30 years, what a service person, a lawyer, and him at this, yo, the what are we gone, you know. Most of we gone, so you know. We are come up like a foul, you know, like come and fall, you know. That's enough. So we now give him the job. So no care what you do, they must keep you out better. A man like you have to stand up and say, yes, you forget the job.
No, because you want to know. You
yes.
Come, them could run a circle around me, you know, because you know me I bring some man with me now. Some of the man at Jamaica, you know, come from ghetto to know the runnings, you know. Plus me have some man at Jamaica ready when they on the team. So the man them say, no, we can't have this. This cannot happen down here.
So you see, that's why them I keep you out. Because them know, because you're in there, you know, stand up for them, you know, we're going with them now, you know. So the man say, no, we can't make him put him foot in your so. Them rather put a Google gaga there. A puppet press button.
Some of them already know. Me have some of them already, you know. Once you talk, you might talk about first 100 days, we might do.
Yes.
Well, when we did go in them, you have some things lined up for first 100 days. I know for them would have gone to prison, you know. First 100 days, we clean up top, man. Top ice cream clean when we done, man. 100 days.
Ratigan. You know, so me have a bad for you. Me say, just the amount of years you as an FBI agent, 30 years, 30 plus years, and then a liar too. Them all say, no, me no want him in your so. Because if him in your so, we're gonna we'll lose all this, that, and because him know. You think they not study boy, yeah? We have to keep him out. Why you think they want to keep you out, brother?
No, man.
Eh? But we have to fight for you going in. We want you in there. Well, enough of them retired now and feel nice, you know. Because me become number one, me know you know them, you know, so we know them too, you know. So when we ready now, point them out and say, Radigan, they walk, you know, go for that big old, atop everyone, they were coming like a 3/4 elephant. You know, go for him too, then like maga foot the down there, so. You know, go for that one there. And the next ballad one they were used to down, yeah. We're saying gone in our politics now. You know, go for him too. You know, go for them one day, mobile. And you know, go for the commissioner, the past commissioner with him, brother, and then lock him up too. You know, go for him. Can you go for the whole of them in a Radigan? And you know, go for them there. Mr. and Mistress, who will them want to call?
Well, I know. You wouldn't have flat, would have come to you and say, Lonesome, give me the list. Give me the list, yeah.
You know, so
One time, give me the list.
them know, you know. So them make sure keep it out of way, you know, because them know who will happen them, you know. That's straight. Me say we cook them up like game fowl. And that's what, yeah, man. You have to cook them up, man. Them need to cook up. And they must get like this. It's a goddamn shame what them a do, man. Me just seen the paper now, just now. Them select the die code for do debushing. You have the whole of Jamaica, and Jamaica stink right now and all kind of things. And them a tell you, so them spend around over 4 billion. Them spend over 20 billion for the last 5 years. So that means them spend for 5 years. You split it up over 4 billion, 4.8 billion per year. Over 20, you know. See? For do what? Then them start explaining, so them have this and them have that and them have move the dump and them have do. We not in a them foolishness with them no more. People for hold them accountable. You understand?
Right.
We need to do it, man. We need to do it. And we not make a joke with them. We are talk straight up to them. We not make a joke with them.
Here's what I suggest to do. On your program. Since you as one for people in state program, you have a wide listening audience. You need to tell your people them, right? Tell the supporters them, tell the Jamaicans them, say, listen, the government not listening to we. I try to reach out to them to talk to them. So what we need to do is we need to demonstrate. And we need to demonstrate peaceably and legally. So we need to meet the requirements, go down to the police. I will give you the requirements for them need to get the permits them. I want to start demonstrating because it don't get attention. If it don't get attention at Jamaica, it going to get attention through the embassy and to the US.
Of course.
Pressure going to build. We need to start demonstrating. We need to start talk amongst one another now and say, look, we need to go out there and make them hear our voice. We need to do that.
But I'm going to give you a joke in a Ratigan. I'm going to give you a joke. So I got a work with one of them company there. One of them company and them come up with say rob must 200 million and put him on some suspension and now give him the money and everything and call in fraud squad for him. And I talk to the youth on my program. Now them write him, say them embarrass him, embarrass them. Say them find say him not do nothing and him free of that. What them are charging for? No, them are tell him say him breach contract because him come talk on program and them want hold him to that now. Remember the money or what have you where the youth not take or do nothing, you know. Them are saying take this, but yesterday him have the youth can't even pay light bill. Him have to borrow money from them, from his mother, from things to pay back, can't feed himself. So when them come up with them foolishness now, them have to let him go. But let me tell you this. Let me tell them company that face your own, you know, whistleblower. And if you accuse me of something, if the man did go in a court, he have to talk out where him no set speed. So it don't make no difference if him talk, this is a court. I mean him judge 200 years. Yeah? So he have to come talk out where him know and free up himself. If he never come talk now, under lay something, I want to thief the money, you know. I want to myself thief the money. So 200 million, 200 odd million, and him still live with him mother and can't buy food. The man did a gonna foreign and do something and change up some money and do. Oh, no one I couldn't have the sense. Eh? No, them write him a long thing that I carry man maybe back tomorrow. Because this program work, you know. You understand? And under the first me I hear that if I tell you something, we just ignore them. Because enough of them say, boy, I loan some embarrassed with this and embarrassed that. When them done clean up. So them send people to me. Me ignore them. You understand? When them done clean up. Stop anger with people them like them a slave. On the name one call. You understand? Yeah, man, them name one call. You see me I say? And next thing too, you have freedom of movements, you know, and freedom of speech in every country. And I don't think it's right because all the police them why you for do right now, you know. If you just want to just move, remember you know black not super fear. And you want to move do your thing. You just him not so support that him about no all right and wrong. Me see KKK want march and want go where them want go. The police them hear about it so them prepare that them not buck up and them do what them do and keep the peace. But then can't stop them. Them boss come in Washington, you have to load them. Yeah? Them boss come in where them want go, you have to load them. But you keep you know so them have counter people are come and counteract them, you know. You have some people now with them. In a Jamaica now the police want you for any little thing, but you cannot go, you cannot tell it, but I have to give you the permission. You can't give me permission to speak, man. I'm mad, man. Come on, stop the foolishness now, man. Jamaica, for stop it, man. In a democratic country, we know, you know. And a China we live in, you know. Just tell me something now. If you follow this, them people here, we have a whole community, and they might have war, and we say, we could come together in our ball game, right, Radigan? And then when we look, 10,000 or 5,000 people come out, for just watch it because what we have to do, go up to the police before we play the ball. Because we are gathered. That no make no sense. You see me I say? And we want some recreation and we can't gather down as here, we can't gather now. We have to soon talk to the police and them say you can't go yourself or you can't go yourself. Me not know that with them. You see me I say?
But them don't have enough, them don't know nothing about crowd control and them don't have enough people. So it's a problem that.
That is it.
It's a problem. They're supposed to have 16,000 people on board and them only have 12 right now and they must struggle.
They must struggle. And hear this now. Hear this now. Everything them want go in a control with. Now, even when the fireman them supposed to work and tell you what, you know, if fireman accident and them thing, they have fire brigade, they come out there and you have, because them are out fire if anything start and them investigate. Up to the police in Jamaica, that everything has speed. Them not tell about the bad road, you know. If right now you have to keep definitely to the left when you come from country because every road bad, right? So when you go on, remember you have some winding road. So you have to keep left and you have some place where it slide down in the road. So it have no sidewalk, you have nowhere for your walk. Then and vegetation grow upon it, grass and all kind of little things. So if you keep to the left, because remember, you know, it taking part of the road already, you know. So when you go on a corner and you keep to the left, you will turn over because you ride sideways upon something and it flip your car. Because the government not clean the road. Nothing not done. But the money I spend.
Well, you are. I did it the other day. I did it about a month ago or so. I mean, I tell you, when the government go and fix the roads and brethren?
And every year them have money, allocate money for do it, you know. But them keep it, them put in them pocket. Cannot not fixing. Them just have a jackass bridge down in Westmoreland, but down. Oh, if you in America, in Canada, in the UK, remember you have people that test every bridge and go on and test it. So it just really does but on fire like that. Yeah? In Jamaica, it not work that way. People might drive and move and you look bridge just drop down and them just say drop down. One drop down the other day. The people have a rope and draw themselves in a bucket cross the river. Pure foolishness. Them they build from back in the days, you know. So you must know, so them want to change and them do something that for sure is the infrastructure not fixing. Them not doing nothing. You understand? It need to change, brother. And some man need to go to prison, man. No, on a serious note. Right now, you know, we'll pick up, you know, let me tell you this. You have a minister right now. I mean, I ask him, I tell you this. Man want to build him an apartment and you ask him for about 2 and this and get him paper. So you know, you call your name. Remember, we have a name right, so you know, I wait. Me just a wait. because you want two in my apartment and then the first you know do these things, you know, if you stop it. So the man forgive him two, and he's a liar too, you know. Yeah. Want two of them, him want two of them in apartment. Two! And he may make the paper them go through. I'm minister right now doing that. Right now. Them a do it long time, you know. Them still a do it. Eh? You think we don't know? We know the name and know nothing, man. I soon ball you know, man. I watch you know, man. Well, make sure you get in our hand and never point it out. You have a video it and show it to man. Can't a bill. Ta bill. You understand? So me, you notice how me give them the warning? You notice? Because them come to the man with it, you know. And tell the man to give them, you know, and the man make up his mind, yeah. Because they just make the paperwork go too fast. You saw them work. And most of them extra rich, you know. Remember them pay couldn't give them the money there, you know. You want to do something for your country, you can't just get up and reach out how much gas station, how much apartments, and you have this, and you have that, and all kind of little things around the place. It will stop. Your money can't get that. You know, see one man out in a St. Thomas have over nearly 2,000 acre land. But him, just like a couple weeks before him retire, Pernell, in my boss say, want to raise the pay because the money they can't do. You know, when I'm out of St. Thomas and they still can't come show me the paper them for the land. Eh? Take the land from under the people them foot. Your minister, you know, say, okay, this never pay no tax for and this and book. When you look, them a transfer land in them name till it look bad. Your people, them dead left land and they transfer in them name before you can quint. This have to stop at Jamaica, brother. It need to stop, man. No, man. So them a bigger criminal than who them a run down and tell we say them a fight and them a look for criminal. In a ghetto. Kill some ghetto youth. And say go kill some ghetto youth and then, you know, and people jump up. Them are all criminal. You still don't vote for the biggest set of criminal, the same politician them want to vote for. Eh? Me a pastor preach like hell. And when you look for him gone missing or it missing, him should have gone to prison. You make him pay a little money and that no, this a joke. Eh? You go in a bad place and have your gun. Pastor, you know, have him gun. Me think you talk about Jesus. And me think the power of the Almighty that save you, you don't need no gun. You're supposed to say hallelujah, man, freeze. But you have your gun door. Eh? But other people can't get license gun. So me think you don't have no faith. A pastor don't have no faith. Faith supposed to move mountain. But a pastor with him gun have no faith. He can't tell me nothing. So I couldn't go in church. And at first, them catch him with notorious person in him car before, you know. The US want, you know. And him tell lie, you know. And now you catch him leave him gun, leave him car and open. And door open and go pick plum. The people, by the way, you're criminal enough, so we can't call it that. Okay, get convicted 2 times. The people them they give permission to come pick them plum. If that was a ghetto youth, like how them go pick the Aki over our place up at the Governor General, King's house, and then lock him up. Why them never lock you up for go pick the people them plum? That's a stealing, man. You should have get charged for that too.
What you mean the man stop on a big plum and let him carry home?
So what him do? The gun was missing with Almina. What him do? Him say him go a Babic and him go on a Grand Spen, you know, a bad place. And then say him daughter, him 30-year-old daughter must have one plum. So what him do? Him stop in a Grand Spen and take out him gun, put him outside there in car seat or something there. I walk nearly 1 mile. Not drive, you know. Go pick some plum. Half a fence was hang over. When they come back in gone. And them just charge him a little money for it and thing. The man, him know when gone a long time. Man a liar. You can't have them people that preach to your brother.
Well, him park him car and walk 1 mile for go pick plum.
Mile and add. Park your car. And then got a thief plum that. Because, you know, you see a plum tree. You don't drive go near it and then you ask the people them, why you never go buy some plum? Car plum said all about. You go pick some plum. And you leave your car in a bad place to coach your gun. Why you walk without your gun pan you, sir? Eh? You drive with the gun, but you leave it in your car and leave the car door, it never lock. And when you come back, your gun missing in a bad place. Just that you give me. And the pan pulpit a preach. I'm afraid of no man. Can't preach to me, man. And you have some members listen to him. I am the other day when the whole world read them. You cannot do that to leaders. You have respect for leaders. What kind of leaders? Servants of the people. People them are the boss. Between you an executive. Remember, you know, and your private businesses here run. Yeah, there's an executive every 5 years we have an election and thing. Democratic country. You have to make the people understand this. So we forward you to account to highest team. Yes.
Still can't get over the plum part when park him car and walk one man.
Man park and come back and ain't gone missing. It don't make no sense. So the judge charge him must 80,000 or less. Or 3 months in a prison. Or you know, so give him 10 years or how much years or nothing, you know. You charge him the money, because you know him can't pay it. The other one when they charge, we do those, them charge them must say 1 million, so them pay it. You understand them give the money and pay it. You know, send them to prison. Remember, you know, if you say me here them betting criminals, and if you see me with somebody in my place or in my car and them thing that you charge me going to prison too. So if you got 2 ways, or you have 2 large Jamaica, why this man never go to prison? Eh? So him no put foot in a prison now because I don't drink them, you know. I'm friend them. Me have man tell me say them want license firearm and you know who them send them to? Al Miller. Serious. Al, are you them tell me them send them. Just link the man here, he may work it out one back and then go to Al Miller. Eh? You never know some know these things. You think I joke. What you mean? So you know you may say nothing? Eh? You tell us about no people, man. You're good, man. See? They may not pass the better. The country run down. The country gone. I want to hold them to account. Right again. Hey, hey, Jamaican people, what me want to say now? We don't want a good commissioner. We don't want no more baby in this. Google a baby. Them ask Google one question and him can't answer. And them call him uncle this and uncle that. Foolishness. Both I am blessed and I am blessed. That wasn't the question. You can't give me an answer, but you are blessed. When the question asks you, where you want to visit Jamaica, or where you want Jamaica to be, or something like that. I am blessed and leading this. And one bag of foolishness where you write down and study. Like you think is a you know, like you do examination, a school exam, and you sit down and you study, and them ask you a thing, eh? You understand? Like, all right, let me give you a joke. Let me go and joke people, because enough people are watching. Let me give them a joke. One time I hear say you have a man, you know, them want to go on farm work. Yeah? And 2 of them go in, but one now we can read and write. I tell the one we can read and write, I tell the other one, say anything where you hear me say. I leave the door half open, and you repeat what I say, and you will get through. So when them go in, the man asks him, when them say the man asks him, good day, and him answer. Yeah? And him asks him, you know, how him do and what have you. Him asks him, when him want to travel by plane or boat. And the man say, boat. Yeah? So when the other one go in, the man say, the other one are listening, the man flick it on upon him. And when the man asks him something, he might give be a bad answer. And the man asks him if he a damn jackass or fool, him say boat. The man does say, come out. The man have to tell him because him does repeat everything. That coming like a Google gaga. The man asks him if he a jackass or a fool, you know. The man asks the first man if he want to travel by plane or boat, the man say boat. But when the other one here, him does answer. This coming like the Google gaga, the commissioner what we have now. Him just read off a teleprompter, or you know, him study where him gonna say. So when you ask him a question, he might come with something not relevant to nothing at all where you just ask him. Nothing. But he might get the most money in the history at Jamaica for a commissioner pay. The man get around 120,000 US. Film yearly pay, you know. You understand? Yeah. Like some commissioner in the state and what have you. $18 million man we call him. 18 million baby. For doing nothing, brother. Nothing. Zero. The man there, him take a picture the other day for independence. And when me look, instead of him go out and a shake and a baby mother in a place and him walk and take them picture there. He must smile and a play with some kids and make it look good. That other people, you want follow that and say, wow, the nice part time. When look, him the only thing he wants is a soda in his mouth with 4 police with rifle. with rifle, brother. Like a Vietnam them there. That what can I sing? What this year send out? It's stupid. No, it's stupid. Because even the great USA, no care you see them there. You know, see them police jump out on you with peer rifle, drive right up and down with peer rifle, pint out. How much of them just pint rifle in your face as they see you? Them have them sidearm. If them even have them rifle in them car, them they just walk up and down with police just drive up and down with rifle. Me never see them run all over in the state. In Canada, the same thing. In a UK, get from them, they never walk with gun. A few of them walk with, them have to call out the gun police. And them have nuclear. Them build weapon. Them sell weapon. Them sell everything. These country build and sell weapons. But them not see it fit for walk with them rifle there. Every police just have a rifle, pine you, and just a fire it. In a Jamaica, though, police have ever a 6 gun like him and Nancy. Him a spider. Yeah? Him is a spider. 6 gun pan him, 4 gun. 2 and you have, You have the rifle, you have gun, that's a gun in your back, gun in your pants, foot gun all about. And other gun for put pan you to you kill them. But you want to tell lie. It will stop. You see me I say Vatican? See me I say ambassador? It will stop, man. So we are hold them accountable, man. We are appealing to the people then. Anyway, I'm running out. So tell me, give me one last take pan Camellia. A chameleon, I call her a chameleon. Chameleon. Give me the last take pan chameleon and a job. How you rate her job what she do?
Well, Ambassador, you still on the line? I don't think he's up on the line. Well, as far as I'm concerned, I've called her a nincompoop before, and I'll continue to maintain. I'll continue to maintain that because she don't have a clue, my brother, what she do. She don't have a clue, and she's surrounded by people who equally clueless. So it's like the blind and lead the blind. So Jamaica have nowhere to go in terms of foreign policy and diplomacy. And a reflection of that is the fact that them just get them, well not just, it happened in June, but them get tricked. Them spend all of that money and brag and show up about them have the votes in them pocket only to show up and realize that them get tricked the people. And because it's a secret vote too, so them don't know who vote against her. But the one thing them do know is that the people them who tell them say them vote for her, or no, people who tell them say them I'm gonna vote for her, them know that the people them never vote for her because if that was the case, she would have won. So them know that them get tricked someplace, right? Which tells me that them don't know the people who them call them political colleagues, them diplomatic colleagues, them don't know them people there. Them don't know them. Them return over that job there to me, my brother, because me carry a US diplomatic passport. Me carry it for almost 8 years. Me carry that. Plus me carry a US official passport for about another 4 or 5 years, right? So we represented the US at various venues. For almost 8 times we live overseas, right? And the rest of them live and then have to travel overseas, go meet people and deal with issues. When they talk about bilateral, they need to come see me, right? They need to come see me. When me did certain places when me go I'm there, and me help out the Jamaican High Commission or the embassy, helping them to get certain meetings because the people don't want to talk to them. And to me talk to the people, me will go and beg the people and say, listen, them people I want to talk to down there now the doors, trial them out now. Right? Them don't know where to take because you know. You see them things a lot tight up with relationships, And you see two big group that tenement yard, if a tenement yard, you have to be skillful with the relations, because if you slip and you slide a problem, You have to know how to deal with people that live at tenement yard, Right? I'm living a whole heap of them. And them skill sets that when we take them skills and turn them into something. Right?
Yes.
You there?
Me there, man. I listen, man. I listen.
Yeah. We turn them into something. So right now, she I go nowhere fast, my brother. Nowhere fast. Right now, the woman she's embarrassed and And it's a disgrace. It's a disgrace to Jamaica. It's a disgrace from many, many levels. Not only the diplomatic level, but disgrace that them take the poor people their money. The people that make them stewards of the coffers of Jamaica. And the man them read it for personal aggrandizement, for boost up themselves and them stature, for say, well, them have this position and them have this and them have that. When at the end of the day, whether them get it or not, it don't do nothing to help the common Jamaican.
Nothing.
It don't do nothing to help the country of Jamaica.
That's
nothing.
it. That's it. The other day, them...
That $40 million, them don't granted, they would have to go to the conference, right? But the conference, they never have to spend $40 million combined for the campaign and the attendance at the conference. The other thing too is that what we have to look at is how many people attended the last conference. What was the delegation size? Because if we find out that the delegation size bigger, we are going to ask the question, why?
That is it.
Why?
Because the delegation size don't make a difference. It don't make a difference if she alone go.
If you say to them, say, no, we guarantee if you say to them, say, we need to tell me how much people go, right? And what you're going to find is that half of the people will go never need to go. Never need to go.
But you know, say the 200,000, what them say them spend, we shall more than that. US, 40 million.
Right.
Because them know, say you have some, down in some African country, when you go down there, you know, to the US, their money is like, whoa. So, you know, so they might go down there and buy them a buy vote too. Because them not easy neither, you know. Yeah, they may do it, man. But them people, they may take your money and vote against the same way. Yeah.
Yeah, I hear some serious money dropped in Africa. Some money drop Africa.
All right.
Certain places where you go, you know.
Yes.
Certain places where I go, me have people, me have links who live there, you know. Live there. And
Yes.
they might tell me up to tonight, they might tell me, say, watch out, some money drop. Because for the things when them put on and them should come out there. You know, someone. Oh, another thing me I hear, you know. Another thing me I hear, you know, is that when she go Ghana, you know, a source of mine I tell me today, you know. A source of mine I tell me today, say, when she go Ghana, one of the things where she tell the people in a place where she go name Akropong, she tell the people say she a maroon, and the people, some of the people must say that woman don't look like no maroon man.
She a maroon.
Tell the people that. That's what she said. And the
I'm out mismatch. I mean, she a buffoon. Yeah, but I'm a maroon. A buffoon, that man. No, that's a maroon. It's a buffoon. I'm out must miss. And then you hear what she said good. Yeah, man, I miss. She's a buffoon, not a maroon.
The link, well, I know. The link that my source will tell me, you know, is a maroon. And when my source tell me, say, watch out. When she says she's a maroon, I look on her and I say, no. I mean, physically that woman don't look like no maroon. And them check it out. And them say, no, she's not no maroon, but it's a small point still, but just to show you what people would do. And spend on people money to where they want to go. But you tell the people that them have big celebration for her, you know. And the celebration them have for her, them name her Queen Mother of Tourism for that year. I mean, I say, but what are they?
Of tourism?
Tourism, you know. Yeah, man. Tourism.
Queen Mother of what? Queen Mother? But the Queen Mother, I know the Queen Mother, they dead. So she are the Queen Mother too. Of tourism.
Hold on, me give you the thing there, man. Hold on, man. Me give you something here. Let me reach my notepad here.
Yes.
They make her, all right. They make her, the place where she go there May 14th, right? And she go there for a few hours and make sure me call back to the area for find out if she meet with no Ghanaian government officials, and them say no. She don't meet with no officials there. She go one place named Akropong, right? Which is in an area called Aquapim. And them give her a title, Queen of Tourism for Aquapim. That's what the title them give her. Have a big function for her. And I say, well, hold on there. Once you mention tourism, that's not supposed to be Ed Bartlett thing.
Yeah, but tell me, they are testing, you know. They are testing though. Even if them gear, them, you know, like you going at some little village, and them are girl worm for them. So, me not even business when she want to go to them place, you know, some book. Them should have gear two rat bat for them too. Because them, they put me now. You understand? Because when them even call it that, it don't have no meaning to me. So when them want to call her queen this and queen that, fair business, she's a buffoon. Yeah, man.
Hold on. the point I'm trying to make is that she used government money.
Yes.
No, sorry. No government money. Taxpayer money she used, you know.
Yes, yes.
And go there, you know. I have people flying, come take picture with her, you know, come take her picture, you know, because they say, why, when that person take my picture, them look nice.
And that's a
Picture them
foolishness.
look good, nice picture them, right? So taxpayer money pay for that trip there too, you know, right? And just like, my sources are telling me, because I have sources all over the globe, you know, brother.
Me know that,
And
man.
my sources
That myself, yeah, man.
yeah,
Yeah, man.
Look, my sources even go at the function where she go.
All right.
And my sources, them are tell me, say, watch her, she fly go Nigeria, and from Nigeria to Ghana, and she spend few hours in Ghana, and then fly out and go back to Nigeria. And the people them who can't put 3 meals a day upon them table are pay for them things, you know, brother.
Wicked, man. Wicked.
And the people
Them stop it, man.
and you know, I support them. People will look at me and you, who for people work hard, back-breaking work and things like that will help build up Jamaica, you know. And we are pay for them and people that come now and right on top of it like we are and come at them place and come live big life. I mean, we are starving and dead for hungry, you know.
It's bad, man.
The fertilizer we should bring back, you know. If the fertilizer should bring back, right, they'll come back in a March, you know. If somebody tell me, say, they will pay $1 for a tomato, right? Before the fertilizer come, and when the fertilizer comes, they might pay $1.50. My brother, you know, say something wrong.
All right. Because tell me what, everything they gone up, them sell it. Anything them get, them sell. I mean, I tell you that.
If you get free fertilizer, right, and things, and you get 120 ton, my brother, 120.
And people, by the way, are right? 2,000 pound, you know. Make a ton, you know, 2,000 pound weight a ton. And she get 120 ton. Just look on that.
Yeah. Yeah. And if you bring that, and you give the farmers them, then we want to know how come something will sell for a certain price, I sell for a higher price after you give the thing, after you give them the fertilizer. The fertilizer, brethren, we need to do a follow-up and find out what's going on with the fertilizer, you know.
Them sell it already, man. We never follow up, we can do a dynastic, a thing that we can just dissect that, you know.
Right.
Dynastic report. On the fertilizer. Them sell it and collect, man. Sell and collect. Because I don't know nobody get that. Because I'm going to tell you this.
Today, this evening, you know, some links, I send me some picture which you take in Tanzania, you know. That's how extensive my links is. The way I should go, me have people there. Me have US contacts in them country that will send me things. And me have local contacts who will send me things.
But them think that she change her color of her skin or something. Her camellia, you know. Me call her camellia.
When I time you notice use some cream her ear and then all of a sudden the ear stop cream when she run for the position.
Oh, camellia, man. Chameleon.
She have to deal with the African.
Man.
But the African them take the money and just turn them back on them and laugh.
Of course.
The African take the money, man, and say, oh, you think we're idiot? We don't want her. You know?
Because it's a foolishness. Be a foolishness. Anyway, my brother, me and you talk again, you know. It's a must.
But they are at your service, my brethren. You know you can call me.
All right, my brother. All right, my brother. Respect. See? Later. All right, bless.
Yeah, man. Pick up yourself. Pick up your audience.
All right, my brother. Respect.
Cool.
Yeah, man. That's. Just talk to ambassador and you just see me talk to former FBI agent over 30 years. A lawyer also. Yeah, lawyer. I know practice lawyer and thing and everything. Him did not sign and him did have, them did ask him, them invite him to come turn the, ambassador put in film thing and turn the commissioner and put in film thing and them turn him down 3 times. Because them know so enough for them are go to prison. No more thing them put it in back and them forget it. I bet him did have it now Google say that's where I do some active role. Because I see me I draw them out one man and I pint them out, and I pick them out of line. You don't see me well active. But them not gonna want the thing what again another thing, because them know say no for them are going up a prison. We cook them. We have to cook them. Yeah, man. Yeah. Me there alone, so keep it real here. Me there, man. Bless up. You know, bless.